Thank you for tuning in to my Positive Perspective Internet show today, where we feature individuals and groups who share the common goal of benefiting the local Charleston community. Today's episode is brought to you by Gatorade, a great way to quench your thirst. Today's guest is Mr. Jack Tracy, and Mr. Tracy was my baseball coach when I was an all-star when I was 10 years old. Indeed. And it's been 25 years ago.
A long time, Jason.
Long time ago, yeah.
Just so thrilled to be here.
Oh, great seeing you again. Great seeing you. It's been 25 years, but it seems like 25 days almost. What was it like for you as the coach of that all-star team? Seeing us develop and have fun together.
Well, and really that's exactly what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
It's developing skills and having fun together.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times with youth sports, especially when you're in an all-star setting, our games were played up in North Charleston.
Yeah.
And we were playing against lots of people from the whole community,
mm-hmm.
some of whom were a little more competitive than we were.
Yeah. Right.
Little parents a little more vocal than what we had been used to in the confines of Mount Pleasant. So it was, a lot of pressure on young 10-year-old boys to perform at a high level. And I had a couple of dads that had been assistant coaches on their teams that helped me, and I was the head coach of a good squad, but we were I think we were the B squad.
We were the B squad.
So there was a group of I guess 15 boys or so that were picked first.
Right.
And then our group of boys, we were like the next best 15 in that entire league out of 6 or 17, 8 teams maybe of boys.
Yeah.
So we were good ball players. Supposedly not the very, very best, but I think we actually outperformed the other squad, if I'm not mistaken. I think we did real well.
Pretty good.
We won a game, and I'm not real sure everybody else did.
I mean, we had camaraderie as a team. Real quickly, I interviewed Ken Berry, who played professional ball with the Royals and Brewers. He went on to coach in the major leagues for about 20-something years. And one of the, I was a better fielder than I was a batter. And so I asked him what was his, kind of like, what was the bread and butter point of batting. And he said, always be balanced. Your body weight has to be centered. If I can push you over at any point, when you're batting, you're not going to get ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure. You got to stay balanced. And, I coached, I was lucky I coached a lot of different sports.
Yeah.
I coached girls t-ball, coach pitch, girls softball, boys t-ball. No, I didn't coach boys t-ball. I coached boys coach pitch, and then regular boys baseball, and then boys and girls basketball.
Okay.
And I coached over in Isle of Palms and Mount Pleasant Recreation Leagues for over 20 years.
Okay. Well,
and I was probably a more successful girls basketball coach than anything else. That was where I was successful, but baseball is my first love. I love coaching it, and the team that we had was a hard-working bunch of guys, and we had good skills, and we went out there. We had a couple of decent pitchers. Was Jason Silver on that team?
I don't think so.
I'm not too sure if he was on that team or not. We had, but my son, who's your peer, your same age as you, he was on that squad, and I think he pitched one of the games.
He did.
And you played shortstop, which is the key position in the infield. He's not kidding that he was an outstanding fielder. Outstanding fielder is right.
Yeah.
And I think we moved you over to third base for one game because we were having some trouble at third base. They kept ripping the ball down the line.
Yeah.
So I finally just move over.
Just move over there.
Yep.
I actually was swimming at the time, and I remember, having to change in the car from my baseball uniform to my swimming uniform.
Oh, and it was hot too.
Yeah.
Oh yes. During that All-Star tournament, it was just brutally hot.
Yeah.
the games would start. It would be like just about the end of the work day, and the dads would all show up or whatever, and it would be getting close to dark. But I mean, we get that game, and it'd be 96 degrees or something. What
are some of the benefits playing sports can have on a youngster as they grow and develop?
In these times, 25 years later, and then when I was a boy, 25 years before that,
right?
When I was 10 years old,
right.
It was 50 years ago.
Yeah,
we didn't have teams like they have now. There was a team for your neighborhood. No, it was your little town. You had to try out.
Yeah.
So most of the kids didn't get to be on a baseball team. They would wind up back at the, field at the school or whatever, just playing on their own. So it was, you'd play every different position. Maybe you'd be playing 6 guys against 6 guys or whatever, because I got cut from every team I ever tried out for. I was always like one of the last ones cut, but I never made it. So you'd play a lot more. Now it's very structured. Unfortunately, kids only practice baseball when it's time for baseball practice.
Right.
And they only play games when it's time to play a game.
Yeah, and baseball was one of those things I really took a lot of pride in. And I interviewed Harry Lockhart on My Positive Perspective Radio Wednesday. And one of the things I remember as a boy, playing was like we would imitate the Chicago Cubs,
Sure.
Andre Dawson and Ryan Sandberg, and the real reason for that was because we loved Harry Carey, the announcer.
Sure.
And
when you were little, there wasn't all the millions of channels. You could either watch the Braves on WTBS or the Cubs on GN.
And that was WGN.
And Jason, of course, both my son and you were big Cubs fans.
Yeah.
Loved Ryan Sandberg.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
The cool thing about Barry Lockhart, I was interviewing him, and he was a personal friend of Harry Carey. And he just had the best things to say about Harry Carey. What a funny guy he was, entertainer he was.
What a character.
Yeah, really character. Huh?
But, it's important for coaches now to understand that they need to encourage their kids to play often, to play amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Don't be waiting for baseball practice to come out here and practice baseball. Get out there with a few of your friends, take turns hitting, catching, fielding, get those skills down. If there's some talented athletic kids that are on one side of your age or another, you just don't have to play with somebody in your class. If you're a 4th or 5th grader, we'll play with a 3rd or 4th, a 6th grader, and mix it up so you have more people and you get to understand what it's like to be working as a group, and your skills come along. And again, the same thing. If a kid's a good pitcher these days on a team, unfortunately, he finds himself pitching most of the time.
Yeah.
You have to be a well-rounded person in life, you have to have a lot of different skills. If you're a well-rounded baseball player, you have to have a lot of different skills.
And I think, being on a team is character building for a person, and really allows them to kind of, relate better with other kids their age.
Oh, yeah. And it just builds chemistry among, and then you come to understand somebody's shortcomings. You learn patience.
Yeah.
When it comes around and the bases are loaded and that number 8 or number 9 hitter's up, you can't be thinking, oh, he's going to let us down.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, why was he batting 8th or 9th? You got to have faith in him and cheer him on and feel good about the chances for success. And, every pitch brings a new beginning in baseball.
Well, that's true. That's true. The game of baseball, what a fun memories it's caused for us.
Proud to have coached you, Jason.
That's great.
Right here.
Thanks.
My shortstop.
Yeah, man. Well, thank y'all for watching My Positive Perspective, and have a great day.
On a sunny day, I feel my thoughts drift away. Only good vibes and good times living in my brain. On a sunny day, catch me lamping in the shade, feeling so fine and so high. Oh, my sunny day, still I hope all my efforts will one day pan out. Love with I roll, feeling strong and so invincible.